I've owned the land behind Maple Creek Estates for nearly 20 years. A solid 12-acre spread with my home, some pastures, and an old metal-sided storage facility I built back when I was running my construction company. The building wasn't fancy, but it was dry, secure, and locked tight. It saw everything from tractor parts to hunting gear over the years. I stepped away from construction and semi-retired about 4 years ago, and the facility mostly sat unused. I kept it because I figured one day I'd get back into restoring antique trucks or maybe lease it out for RV storage. But then one Saturday, I noticed something strange. As I drove past the back road that connects to Maple Creek's cul-de-sac, I saw a family hauling a couch into my facility. At first, I thought they had the wrong place, so I stopped and asked. "Excuse me," I said, "what are you doing?" The man, maybe late 30s, sweating from the summer heat, looked confused. "Oh, we're just storing a few things," he said. The HOA said this was the new community storage annex. I blinked. "Who told you that?" "President Lorna. She said the HOA secured access from the property owner. Some guy who doesn't use it anymore. Now, I've been called many things, but some guy who doesn't use it anymore lit a fuse, especially since I am the property owner and had done no such thing." I drove straight to the HOA office trailer in the development and found Lorna Green, the queen of passive-aggressive emails and backyard inspections. She greeted me with a fake smile like I was a stranger. "Lorna," I said calmly, "did you authorize HOA members to use my storage facility?" "Well," she said, brushing her blouse flat, "technically, we believed it was an unused structure. We needed overflow storage for community events, seasonal decorations, and some homeowner needs. It seemed like a win-win." "And who gave you that idea?" She smiled again. "We assumed it was abandoned. It's not listed in your active permits." "Lorna," I said flatly, "it's not abandoned. It's mine. Still taxed in my name. Still locked. And I never gave anyone permission to access it." "Well," she said coolly, "if you're not using it, perhaps we can negotiate terms for community use." That's when I knew they had no idea what kind of man they were dealing with. See, I still had security cameras in place. After checking the footage, I discovered the HOA had copied the key, likely from an old spare that had been in the town planning office during a survey years ago. Over the course of 3 months, they'd turned my space into a dumping ground for holiday lights, plastic chairs, and even someone's old rowing machine. I contacted my lawyer, then placed a legal notice in the local paper announcing a public auction for the unclaimed contents of the building, citing abandonment and unauthorized storage under Texas Property Code. No warnings to the HOA, no final chance calls. I just posted the notice and let the clock tick down. Auction day came 2 weeks later. I opened the doors and wheeled out tables of HOA junk. Fake Christmas trees, bins of swim team t-shirts, garden gnomes, even 3 flat-screen TVs. A few local bargain hunters scored big. A local artist bought a stack of folding chairs and said they'd become a sculpture. Midway through the sale, Lorna came speeding up in her Lexus, stepping out in heels and horror. "You can't do this," she shrieked. "This is HOA property." "Nope," I said, holding up the deed. "This is my property. You dumped it here. It's abandoned goods." I followed every letter of the law. "You're welcome to bid, though." She threatened to sue. She even called the sheriff. The sheriff took one look at the paperwork, shrugged and said, "Looks like you folks messed up. Should have gotten it in writing." In the end, I made $3,800 off the auction. Not life-changing, but enough to upgrade the locks and post clear, "No trespassing" signs on all sides. The HOA tried to save face by emailing residents, claiming the auction was a community fundraiser, but word got out quick. Some folks even pulled out of the HOA altogether, citing shady leadership. Now, that facility's leased to a local contractor for actual money. No one from Maple Creek has tried to access it since. And Lorna? She avoids me at the farmer's market. Moral of the story: if you treat private property like your personal garage, don't be surprised when it ends up on the auction block.